Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to answer which stock I think makes a better investment today, Uber versus DoorDash. Now, these companies have surprised many investors as their food delivery business has continued to thrive despite the economic reopening. There was a lot of forecasts during the pandemic saying, yeah, maybe these companies are thriving now that people are at home and ordering food more often and restaurants are closed for in-person dining. But when restaurants reopen, people are going to want to go back and dine in person. They're not going to want to pay those ridiculous fees to have food delivered to their homes. And boy, were those speculators wrong. Food delivery has thrived even in the aftermath. You could see here revenue growth for Uber and DoorDash has continued rising from 10 billion in 2021 all the way up to 35 billion for Uber, and for DoorDash from a little less than 2 billion all the way up to 7.687 billion. Of course, Uber also has the rides portion of the business where DoorDash only has the delivery portion, food delivery. It's getting into other types of products it delivers, flowers and everything that you might feel like you want in a hurry. DoorDash is trying to get to delivering that to you for a fee. And the one thing that's also surprised many investors is the improving profitability. At least for Uber, you can see the profit margin rising from negative 75% around 2020 up to negative 1.64% in the most recent trailing 12-month update. I was always skeptical on how these companies were going to generate profitability, but they've been able to do so by increasing prices. If you've noticed lately, prices have gone up meaningfully on these food delivery platforms and ride sharing. Prices are up significantly if you compare with last year and if you compare with 2019. So they've done this by increasing prices, and surprisingly consumers have continued to pay these higher prices to get these things to their homes quickly. Now, I checked in with one of these apps yesterday to see if I could order something for delivery, and I took one look at the prices and I hit the X button on the top right hand corner real quick. But there's many other customers that are not like me, that are not shying away from paying those higher prices for the incredible convenience that these companies offer. DoorDash, however, is not having the same kind of success as Uber in terms of increasing profitability. At a level scale, negative 12.57% and showing little progress over the last several years. However, if we were to look at cash flow from operations, DoorDash, you can see a clearer improvement and generated $1 billion in cash flow from operations, which is even more impressive than Uber because DoorDash generated this $1 billion in cash flow from operations on only 7.6 billion in revenue, whereas Uber generated nearly 2 billion in cash flow from operations, but did that on revenue of 35 billion. So if I was to show you the percentage cash flow from operations to sales, DoorDash has a better percentage. Although Uber has demonstrated better progress in this metric, similar to its operating profit margin, Uber is making better progress as it's growing its revenue. It's exponentially growing its profitability and its cash flow from operations, to my surprise, to be sure. And finally, I wanted to look at valuation and the forward price to earnings ratio. Uber is trading at a forward PE of 26.5, while DoorDash is trading at a forward PE of 37.6. Investors are placing a greater value in DoorDash's growth prospects, given that it's expanding geographically and it's increasing the amount of products that it delivers, that it wants to deliver, whereas Uber is sticking closer to food and a little bit of grocery perhaps, but mostly food and beverage, and not expanding as quickly as DoorDash is trying to expand and reach a larger total addressable market. That being said, if I had to pick one of these two growth stocks to buy today, I would pick Uber. I like the lower valuation. I like the better progress in profitability and cash flow. And so if I was to choose today, I would pick Uber. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.